Good afternoon, Karthik. Good afternoon, everyone. How is everyone? Fine, huh? Okay, good. So, see, we have derived three important equations of kinematics, but those equations are used when acceleration is constant. When acceleration is constant. Are you comfortable with those three equations? How we have derived? Everyone? Because I'm not going, well, those three equations are quite important, okay? Most of the problems in first PU will be based on acceleration is constant. If it is not constant, then we will see what to do. For entrance exams, it will be more important. But for board exams, if you remember those three equations, you can solve any problem in kinematics provided acceleration is constant. So what are those three equations? If I ask S equal to ut plus half at square, v equal to u plus at, v square minus u square equals to 2as. S represents displacement in time t, remember. When I say in time t, it means from time 0 to time t. From time 0 to time t, okay? Now answer one question, students. Suppose I want to know speed at the end of 5 seconds. If I want to know speed at the end of 5 seconds, am I asking average speed or instantaneous speed? Suppose I ask find the speed at the end of 5 seconds. If I say speed, average I'm asking. So suppose there is a car. Suppose there is a car like this. At time 0, I don't know how it starts. Okay, initial velocity may be 0, may not be 0. But suppose I say at the end of 5 seconds. At the end of 5 seconds means after it has completed 5 seconds. Here, what is the speed if I ask? Then what am I asking? If I ask speed at 5 seconds. So when I say at the end of 5 seconds, I'm saying when time is equal to 5 seconds. Let me make it more bright, okay? So if I ask at the end of t equal to 5 seconds means when I started, my watch was showing time 0. Then when my watch is showing 5 seconds, I want to know the speed. So my question is why most of you are thinking this is average speed. This is instantaneous speed. I did not say find average speed between 0 and 5 seconds. I've told you many times, if they say only speed, if they say only speed or only velocity, it means instantaneous, I have told. If it is average, they have to mention. They have to mention average speed like that. Clear or not clear? See, that has to be clear, no? Otherwise, how will you know which formula to use? So if somebody says find v at 5 seconds, you cannot use distance by time formula. To calculate speed at 5 seconds, you cannot use this formula. You cannot use. Why you cannot use? This is formula for what? Distance by time taken from here to here. So you cannot find this distance and then you cannot divide this distance by time. If you do that, what will you get? Speed at 5 seconds you will get. Yeah, if you divide distance by time like this, you will get average speed between 0 and 5 seconds. So question was to find instantaneous speed. So they just told speed, no? So you have to find this speed. Now, how do we write instantaneous speed? We write instantaneous speed dx by dt. This is the way we write instantaneous speed. So this is what we have to calculate. But already we know if acceleration is constant in this problem, let us say acceleration is 2 meter per second square. So if acceleration is constant, then using calculus method, I have derived instantaneous speed equals to u plus at. This formula I have derived or not? Using calculus method. So what is this formula saying? Look here. What is this formula is saying? This is saying initially matlab at time 0, you have some initial velocity, maybe 1 meter per second. Now I am asking at t seconds. At t seconds means starting from 0 seconds. Starting from 0 seconds, after 5 seconds, what is the speed this formula will give? So this is instantaneous speed. Why it is instantaneous speed, or you can say magnitude of velocity also? Why? Because it gives you velocity or speed at what time? T time. That means it is instantaneous. Is it clear? Everything is clear? So what will be the speed? In this question, what will be the speed? Calculate. Initial speed is given 1. Acceleration is given constant 2. After what time they want? 5 seconds. So t is 5 seconds. So this will be how much? 15 or 11? 1 plus 2 I should do first. No. 2 5s are 10. First you should multiply. Then you should add. So it will give you 11 meter per second. So this is your instantaneous velocity, or you can say magnitude of velocity. Magnitude of velocity is nothing but speed. So this is your instantaneous speed at the end of 5 seconds. When time taken is 5 seconds starting from 0, then this is your instantaneous speed. So you cannot use this formula. This formula if you use, then that is the formula for average speed. Okay, average speed. So please remember these small things. Now during free fall, what was the acceleration we took? When a body is falling under gravity, what was the acceleration? G. Where is the direction of G? Direction of G is where? Down. Okay. So acceleration due to gravity, A, we write G. And remember the direction is always down. What if the body is going up? If the body is going up, acceleration will become upwards or down only? It will be down only, remember. If it becomes up, no, then everything will go up in this universe. Nothing will come down. So please remember, gravity always acts downwards. Whether you jump or you don't jump, it doesn't matter. So remember this. So now when you solve the problems of free fall, you have to use those 3 equations. Why, sir, we can use? Because this is constant. 9.8. Since it is just a number, it is a constant, we can use those 3 equations. While using those 3 equations, we have to be careful with the direction. Sometimes most of the times I will take downward positive. So if you take downward positive, you have to write acceleration as plus g in the equations. And if I take upward positive, okay, if I take downward positive, acceleration should be written as plus g. And if I take upward positive, acceleration should be written as minus g. So these small things you should remember, because certain quantities are vectors. So if you take this one positive, you cannot take this also positive. This is clear, everyone? We will solve some problems today based on gravity. Okay. So see question number, I think let us first cover learning exercise 3.8. Most of the questions we have done. Learning exercise 3.8. First question you see carefully, very common question, okay, for board exams. Draw the xt, vt and at graphs. xt matlab position time graph, vt matlab velocity time graph, at matlab acceleration time graph for a particle under free fall. So we will be remembering that there is a particle which is being released. If you release something from rest, it will have zero velocity. Remember, when it starts, it will have zero velocity. So initial velocity is zero. Acceleration due to gravity is downwards, and therefore it will have some velocity v after some time. You can write the formula also. Anyone remembers what is the formula for this final velocity from here to here? If initial is zero and time taken is t in terms of time, it will be u plus at. So v will be u is 0. A I have taken downward positive, so it will be g into t. So this velocity will be g. So you can see after 1 second, what will be velocity? G. G matlab approximately 10. After 2 seconds, 20. After 3 seconds, 30, because this is approximately 10. Correct now? So this is 10 meter per second square. Correct? So when time is equal to 1 second after the start, here time is 0. Okay, so after the start, after you drop, after 1 second, what will be velocity? Put 1 second here. 10 meter, what will be the unit? Meter per second or meter per second square? Meter per second, because it is velocity, right? It is velocity first of all. Second, you can see seconds, 1 second will cancel. After 2 seconds, what will be the velocity? 20 meter per second. Just put 2 here. After 3 seconds, 30 meter per second. So what you have learned, the body is moving faster and faster, but in downward direction. So we have to draw xt graph, vt graph and acceleration time graph. Now in NCERT, to solve this question, they have taken downward negative. Matlab upward they have taken positive. If you take up positive, down will be what, students? Tell me quickly. If I take up positive, down will be negative. So in NCERT, they have taken down negative. So which way you want me to answer? Our way is we have taken down positive. Both ways shall I do, or only NCERT way we will do? Down positive we will do. Okay. So what we will do, first we will take down positive and I will teach you. Then I will also do up positive. That also we will do, so that you know even NCERT should be happy, right? Yes, you will get marks. Why you will not get marks? But you have to mention. You have taken down positive. So let me take down direction, down positive. So first I should mention this. Okay. So we will start with AT graph. Okay. It is easier. So first we will draw acceleration time graph. Then we will draw VT graph. Then we will draw displacement time graph. Okay. So let us do one by one. Now you know, since it is free fall, acceleration value will be how much? Constant. How much? 9.8. You can see I have taken plus. If I don't write sign, means I have taken plus. No, I have written plus. Why I took plus? Because see, down I have taken positive. So I will write acceleration as plus g. Now acceleration is constant, matlab it doesn't change. So if it doesn't change, if y coordinate doesn't change, how will the graph look? Like this. G. Everybody understood this graph? See, time is changing, but acceleration due to gravity is constant. So y coordinate will not change. X coordinate is obviously time, and time always increases. So time coordinate will always increase, but your y coordinate, which is what? Acceleration due to gravity, that is constant. So the graph will be horizontal. Understood this graph first? Okay. Anyone has doubt means you please ask. Okay, fine. Now let us come to VT graph. Whenever you want to draw VT graph, what I told you, think in terms of slope. What is slope of VT graph? What is slope of VT graph? Acceleration. What is acceleration in this problem? Constant. So your slope should be constant. How to draw slope constant? Straight line, slant line. That is the best word actually, slant line. So your graph will look like this. And remember, it is starting from zero velocity. So you have to start from here because it is dropped. It is free fall. So like this we are doing. So since it starts with zero velocity, you have to start from here. Okay, origin. You have to start from origin. Because when time is zero, velocity should be also zero. And it should be acute. Why acute? Why acute? Because slope is positive. Why positive? Because you have taken down positive. Down positive you have taken. This one, everybody understood? Anyone wants revision for this? If you have seen my previous videos, you don't need any revision. Okay. Now let us see XT graph. Since you are drawing XT graph, again you have to think in terms of slope. What is slope of XT graph? Slope of XT graph is velocity. Now check what happens to velocity. Velocity is increasing. You can see, right? Velocity is increasing. Understanding or not? Velocity is increasing. So slope of this graph, which is velocity, should also increase. So slope should increase. How to increase the slope? Like this, right? Start from horizontal, then become vertical. And it should be acute angle, remember, acute. Because since you have taken down positive, velocity will be down only, so it will be positive. So since velocity is positive, slope should be positive. So angle should be acute. So you have to draw like this. Everybody will get 3 marks if this question is asked. 1 mark, 1 mark, 1 mark. Okay. Write down. Write down. So please understand, here your slope was constant. Here your slope was constant because here slope is acceleration and acceleration is constant. Here slope is velocity and you can see velocity is increasing. So slope should increase. Slope matlab this tangent should become more and more vertical. How many times I will tell my students? Okay. Now suppose NCERT gives this question, but in the question they write in bracket, down should be taken negative like that. Now, if they force you to take down negative, and if you do for down positive, will you get marks? They have told in the question to take down negative, but you have done it with down positive, then you will not get marks. Usually they don't ask like that. They give freedom to the students. They will ask the students to do whatever graph. I mean, of course, freedom matlab you can't write this graph here, this graph there. Then you get 0. So let us see what will happen if I take down negative. Very simple. Let me use black color for this. Okay. This will be here. This will be here. Yes or no? Agree or not? Minus G. Forget about the unit of jerk. Later we will discuss. This question you first see. This is correct or not? If this is plus G, this should be minus G. Okay. Jerk unit will be meter per second cube, obviously. Because meter per second square is acceleration. One more differentiation if you do, you will get jerk. But as I told you, jerk is not an important concept for physics. Now, what about here? It will be like this. If this one came down, this will also go like this. Correct? And what about this? Okay. So again, it is constant. Straight line means it is constant, but negative constant. So now it will be negative constant. Negative constant means obtuse. So obtuse angle. With x-axis, it should be obtuse. Okay. And here also the slope should increase, but it should increase in negative direction. So the slope should be from horizontal, it should become vertical. Here it was from horizontal to vertical like this, because angle should be acute. Here angle should be obtuse. Will you draw both the graphs in the question? If you draw both the graphs, teacher will get angry and he will give 0, remember. So don't draw both the graphs. Either if they have forced you to take down negative, then you do this one, the black one. Otherwise, you do the any one that you wish. So I hope everybody is clear with this question, no doubt. Let us continue. This is the first question, okay? That's why it is very important to remember slope of which graph is what. Slope of xt graph is velocity. Slope of vt graph is acceleration. And we are not interested to find slope of at graph. That we are not interested. Okay, let us see question number 2 now. Galileo's law of odd numbers. Students, I have done this topic or not? Those who have attended my class, I have done this topic already. Galileo's law of odd numbers. What it says is, as if acceleration is constant, and initial velocity is 0. Let me remind you Galileo's law. Galileo's law of odd numbers. What it says? It says if acceleration is constant and initial velocity is 0. Matlab like this. This is a good example because acceleration due to gravity is constant, we know. So, and if you drop something, initial velocity is also 0, right? So if acceleration is constant and initial velocity is 0, then displacement in first second is to displacement in second is to displacement in third second is to displacement in fourth second is to ... is always 1:3:5:7. Okay, so we have done the derivation already. Please check the derivation once. Okay, I will not prove it again, but you can write the statement. This is the statement of Galileo's law. So the displacements in equal successive intervals of time, equal successive, matlab after first 5 seconds, then next 5 seconds, then next 5 seconds. If you calculate the distances, then the ratio will be always 1:3:5:7. I even told you how he did it. Okay, how Galileo did this, I told you already. Question number 3, you see now. A body falls freely from some height. Find the time taken and the velocity gained after falling a distance h. Matlab in terms of distance we have to tell. Already we did. Let me revise once. So a body is falling freely. When they don't mention anything, always assume it starts from zero velocity. So it has been dropped like this. It has been dropped. Okay. So initial velocity is 0. After traveling a distance of h, what will be the velocity and what they want? Time taken. First part is time taken. Second part is final velocity after traveling this much height. Here time is obviously 0. The initial point is the point where we start our watch. So this is time 0. So let us calculate. To find time, what equation I will use? S equal to ut plus half at square. How much is displacement from here to here? H. Down I will take positive. We always take down positive in gravity problems. So should I write it again and again or no need? Okay, let me write one more time. Down I am taking positive. Down I am taking positive. But please remember. So displacement from here to here is h plus h. Initial velocity is 0. Acceleration due to gravity is constant plus g. Plus g, remember, because down I am taking positive. Time square. This is the time taken from here to here. Right? Cross multiply. So time taken will be root of 2h by g. Bring g this side, then take square root. Very easy problem. So time taken I did. Now let us find what will be the final velocity. Again, this is what velocity, instantaneous or average? I'm asking velocity at this time. Whenever I say find velocity at this time, it means instantaneous velocity. Okay. Now second part, let us find final velocity. No need to use dx by dt formula. You may be thinking, sir, you have told us before that instantaneous velocity is dx by dt. Why are you not using this? Array students, if acceleration is constant, we have already derived the formula using calculus. So why you want to again do the derivation and then use the formula? Already we have derived formula for final velocity. So don't again start from the beginning. Don't start from here. Because already we have derived formulas. So final velocity is u plus at. Initial velocity is 0. Acceleration due to gravity is g. So it is g. Oh, acha, we have to write in terms of height. So I should have used which equation? V square minus u square I should have used. But no problem. See, time I have found or not? Hello students? Time taken I found or not? Then what you do? Substitute here. Gt. What is t? Root of 2h by g. What will be g divided by root g? G divided by root g will be root g in the denominator. So it will be root of 2h by g. Okay, what I did is I substituted time taken here. This time taken in the first part, I substitute. Suppose you want to get the formula directly. You may be thinking, sir, why are you doing long process? Directly can't we do? Yes, you can do. Which equation we have to use? Third equation. What was the third equation? Let me show you here. V square minus u square is 2as. Correct? Nah? So what is your final velocity? We want to find. Initial velocity 0. Acceleration due to gravity down plus g. Displacement from here to here down. Oh, I have done one mistake, students. See, 5 divided by root 5 is what? 5 divided by root 5 is what? Root 5. So even person so much experience, he is doing such mistakes. So it is very possible in exam when you try to do fast. It is possible you will also do such mistakes. Try to reduce such mistakes. So root of 2gh. Because g divided by root g will be root g in the numerator. So you can now see from this formula, v square will be 2gh, v will be root of 2gh. Correct? So either you can do this way or you can do this way, your wish. Here let me write another method. To find the final velocity. Whichever way you want, you can do. Finished? Don't mix this one. Huh? This is the first one. Done? Okay. So please remember, when a body falls a height h, when a body falls a height h, its final velocity will be root of 2gh. Again, only if it started with zero speed. Tell me one thing. Suppose I do like this. Can I use the same formula to find final velocity if I do like this? No, I cannot use. If I do like this, it means this will be maybe 5 meter per second. So if it is 5 meter per second, you cannot write zero here. Be careful, okay? So here it is dropped. Okay. Okay, I have a nice question for you. Just after doing this, no, one question came in my mind. Imagine I am here, Pankaj sir is standing here, and in his hand there is a apple. If he does like this, okay, what will be the initial velocity? That you know, simply I'm asking, zero. So if I release, if I drop, listen now, I know more, everybody knows it is zero. If I release or if I drop, you know initial velocity will be zero when it starts. Is there any situation where even if I drop, initial velocity cannot be taken zero? Think once. And if there is any situation, write the answer. I will wait. My question, everybody understood? Suppose I drop something, but initial velocity cannot be taken zero. If there is any situation, you have to tell me the situation. I'm releasing it. Yeah, Stalin has told correctly. If you are in motion, for example, suppose I am in a lift. And suppose for example, if you are in a car, suppose I am going up 10 meter per second. Now listen carefully. Suppose the lift is going up with 10 meter per second. The apple is in my hand. Right now, the apple is in my hand. Okay. So right now, the lift is going up with 10 meter per second, constant, let us assume. Then I am going with what velocity? I and apple is going with what velocity right now? 10 meter per second only. Everybody accepts because the lift is going up with 10 meter per second. I am standing in the lift. So for people who are observing from here, from ground, if I see this lift, I will see this person and this apple also moving with 10 meter per second, right? So if I release the ball outside like this, if I release it, at that moment, that apple was having how much velocity? When I was releasing it, it was having that time 10 meter per second because my hand was also moving that time, see? So the ball will have some initial velocity 10 meter per second. Understood? This very important. Once I leave it, then I know it will go straight down or up and down. This ball will go straight down or up, then down. Up, then down, or straight down. It has initial velocity. It has initial velocity upward. How it will go straight down? Little up, I don't want to know. Little up, too much up, I don't want to. It has initial velocity, students. How it can suddenly go down? So it will go little bit up, then somewhere it will stop and then come back. Everybody understood this? Let me know. Because later for entrance, we will be solving problems like this. Okay. So for example, imagine there is a car which is going this side. Suppose car is going this side. Okay. Now, if I take a ball outside from the window, if I take one ball outside and suppose I leave it, then people who are in the ground, when they observe, the ball will not go straight down. The ball will go like this. Yes or no? Of course, wind and all you don't bring right now, because wind air resistance we are not considering right now. Without any air resistance and all, take something very heavy. So if you drop like this, it will go like this. So don't think it will go straight down. Later we will study all these things when we do MCQs. So remember, it is possible for a body to have some initial velocity even if it is dropped. Yeah, G is 10 only, but I have initial velocity, no, Stalin. Suppose there is acceleration this side, but I have initial velocity. Does it mean immediately I'll go back? Or first I will slow down, I will stop, then I will go back? Stalin? Suppose a bullet is coming towards me. If I do like this, it will stop. Huh? Immediately it will go back. Stalin, if it has some initial velocity upward and then there is acceleration downward, immediately it will not stop. No, it will take some time for it to stop. And that will depend on the initial velocity. If initial velocity is very large, it will take more time to stop. And then it will return. Clear or not clear? If it is not clear, I will give more examples. So please don't think immediately it will go back. Nothing which has some initial velocity, it will not change immediately. Everything will take time. Every process in physics takes time. Okay, question number 3 we have done. See question number 4. See question number 4. A body is vertically thrown up with a speed u. I think these questions also we have done. So this time the body is thrown up with initial velocity u, speed u. Find the maximum height of the body will reach and the time taken to reach that height. So what will happen to this body? You know that acceleration due to gravity is downward, right? So this body will slow down or move faster. It will slow down because you can see velocity is this side, acceleration is this side. And 1,000 times I have told you, if acceleration is opposite to velocity, the body has to slow down. So this ball will go up, slow down, stop and come back. So stop, then come back. They want you to find this height. Let me write capital H. What is capital H? Maximum height. Okay, already we have done it, but let me just revise. There was a break of 2 days like that. So when it reaches here, what will be the final velocity? 0, because it has to stop and then come back. Yes or no? Without, if velocity is not 0, why it will come back? It will continue to go up. No. If velocity was not 0, it will continue to go up. Okay. So how to find this displacement from here to here? I will use v square minus u square equal to 2as. First part is to find maximum height. Final velocity is 0. Initial velocity is u. Now be careful. Downward I am taking positive. So acceleration will be plus g. Displacement is where? From here to here. From A to B. Displacement is upwards or downwards? Displacement matlab from initial position to final position. So it is upwards. So it will be what? Minus h. Minus h, because we have taken down direction positive. Down direction we have taken positive. So minus u square equals to plus minus minus 2gh. Minus minus cancels. So maximum height is how much? U square by 2g. Have I done this or not? Tell me. Last class? Yes. So it is like a revision for you. You people should become more and more stronger in physics. Day by day. Day by day, I want everyone to be more and more strong. Second part, they are asking how much time it will take from here to here. That is called time of ascent. So let us say TA is time of ascent. Matlab from A to B. From A to B till here. For this, what formula we can use? V equal to U plus A. Final velocity is 0. Initial velocity is upward. Upward matlab minus U. Acceleration due to gravity is downward. So plus G into time of ascent. So bring it this side or minus U this side. So GTA will be U. Bring minus U this side and then write this one here. The same thing, right? So time of ascent will be U by G. Let us write the formula for maximum height here. What was the formula for maximum height? U square by 2G. Just remember this. In part A we did. Done, students? Last question is there now. Question number 5, you see. A body is vertically thrown up. A body is vertically thrown up like this, up. With speed U. Matlab same like this, same situation. Show that, very interesting, show that when it comes back to the same point, it will have the same speed. What matlab, when this body is coming back, this also we have done. When this body comes back, when it reaches the same point, same level, it is velocity, let us write VC. Let us call this point C. I have to show you VC is same as U. Already done actually, but let us do it what is there once more, revision kind of thing. Okay, so now let me apply from B to C, from B to C, let me apply my equation V square minus U square equals to 2AS. What is V? Final velocity, which is my final point, C or B? C. So final velocity is VC. What is my initial velocity? B to C. Initial velocity 0. Acceleration due to gravity down, plus G. Now displacement is down or up? Displacement. When I write the equation from B to C, B to C, B to C, displacement is down. So I will write plus H. Plus H. So what is my VC? Root of 2GH. Correct? Now, if you look this formula, the previous question, first part, this was the previous question, first part. Yes or no? This was previous question, first part. So if you cross multiply and take square root, what will you get? 2GH. That previous question. So now if you compare these two, what did you see? Therefore, VC is equal to U. Okay, by comparing this and this. By comparing the previous part, first question, and this solution, if you compare, you can see this VC is same as this U. Of course, what will not be same? Magnitude may be same. What will not be same? Direction will not be same. One will be upward, one will be downward. Okay. Also find time of flight. That we did already. I will not repeat. What was the formula for time of flight? If anyone remembers, twice of time of ascent. So time of flight capital T, from here to here, whatever time it takes is same as from here to here. Same. So it will be U by G plus U by G, 2U by G. 2U by G. Okay, we have done this already. So this last part only I am asking you to see whatever we have done in the last video. So time of flight is 2U by G. It depends on the initial speed. Of course, if you throw it very fast, then it will take lot of time to go up and lot of time to come back. So if this is more, this will be also more. What will happen in moon? In moon, if I throw it, it will take lot of time or it will take less time? It will take more time or less time in moon? So suppose this is Earth. This is Earth. This is moon. Here I throw a ball up with 10 meter per second. Here I throw a ball up with 10 meter per second. Okay, students. So I am throwing both the balls with 10 meter per second. So U is same. U is same. U initial velocity is same in both of them. Okay, because this has to be constant in order to say these two are what proportional. T and G are what proportional, inversely or directly? Inversely. But to say that, last class I have taught you, in order to say directly proportional or inversely proportional, other factors should be constant. Please remember. So that is why I told U here and U here is same. Now, where is gravity less? Here G is less. Reason for that will be clear when I do gravitation chapter. But I'm 100% sure till now you have studied little bit of physics. It's not like you are in class 1. No, you have passed class 10, obviously. So little bit of knowledge you have. Even then, I will explain to you nicely in gravitation chapter why G in moon is less, why it is less. So since G is less, time taken will be more because it is inversely proportional. Inversely. No, it doesn't matter what mass it is there. The formula of this is acceleration. Mass will come when we discuss laws of motion. If you want to calculate force, then you need mass. Here we don't need mass. Here kinematics only we need. Okay. So since G is less in moon, time of flight will be more in moon. So time of flight is more in moon than on Earth. Okay, for same initial velocity. For same initial velocity, in moon it will take more time. Matlab in moon if you throw, it will go like this. It will take lot of time. It may not be so slowly which I showed to you, but it will take more time. Everybody clear? Just use formula, no? Wherever G is less, time taken will be more. Inversely proportional means what? If G is less, time taken will be more. Okay. Fine. We are not talking about force, okay? When we start asking which will feel more force, that time we have to talk about mass and everything. That time we have to study Newton's laws. Right now we are only concentrating in the kinematics. Okay. Let us solve now numerical exercise 3.2. First question is very good question. it will teach you how to use all these equations which we have derived. So look here. A ball is thrown vertically upwards with a velocity of 20 meter per second. That is the magnitude. From the top of a multi-story building. So let us draw a diagram. In physics, students always draw one diagram. Okay. So there is a building. There is a building. From the top of the building, they are throwing a ball upwards. With what velocity? 20 meter per second. 20, let me write this side. 20 meter per second. That is your velocity at this point. Let me mark this point A. Now, you all know how it will move. It will go a little bit up and down. Yes or no? It will go a little bit up and then down. Agree or not? Yeah. I hope no one is thinking it will go directly down. So it will go up and then return and then come down. Okay. The question is the height of the point from where the ball is thrown. The height of the point from where the ball is thrown is 25 meter from the ground. So this is 25 meter. Matlab, they have given you height of the building. Height of the building. First part, how high the ball will rise. How high the ball will rise. Matlab, this we are asking. Yes or no? How high the ball will rise. How much far it will go, that we have to find first. So this side, let me call this height h. Okay. Also what they want, how long will it take before the ball hits the ground? How long will it take before the ball hits the ground? Matlab, what we have to find, time taken or total distance? Time. No, how long means time. So we need to find time here. Okay, what is the time when it reaches here? This will be my what time? This will be my time 0. Okay. So let us mark some important points. Let me mark this point B. Let me mark this point C. And let us start. First, I want this height. So from A to B, I will use my equation. By the way, here we know velocity here is 0 meter per second. Here we know velocity is 0 meter per second because it will stop there and come back. So from A to B, this I have to find. This is nothing but your displacement from A to B. Displacement, matlab S. To find that, you may think this formula. Let us say you think of this formula. Will it be useful, students? This formula, will it be useful? Yes or no? No, sir. Why, sir, not useful? Because we don't know time taken from A to B. T is what? T is time taken from initial to final. And initial and final depends on you, wherever you want to choose. So this is not useful. So we will use the next formula, which has displacement. V square minus U square equals to 2AS. Okay, again, I will take downward positive like all my problems. So final velocity is how much here? Because B, no, B is my final point. So final velocity at B is 0. Initial velocity at A is 20. What I should write? Minus 20, if you write, it doesn't matter because it is square. So if you write minus 20 also, square is there now, so it will become plus. Acceleration due to gravity is downwards. 10 I will write. How much is the acceleration due to gravity they told you to take? Yeah, see the question. They have told you to take 10. G, they have told you 10 meter per second. So acceleration due to gravity can be taken as 10. Okay, and it is your acceleration. And displacement from A to B, we have to find minus h. Right, minus h because it is upwards. So now if you solve, what will you get? Minus 400 equal to minus 20h. So h will be minus 400 by minus minus will cancel. 400 by 20, which is 20 meters. Everybody understood this first part? So don't think of the formula S equal to ut plus half at square. It will not help you. Okay, so this is the height. Now in the answer, it means it goes up to a height of 20 meters from the top of the building. From the top of building. From the top of the building, from here to here, it goes up to 20 meters. What will you do if they ask from ground how much it goes? From ground, if they ask, what will be the height? 45. Why 45? Because this much is 25. No, so 25 plus 20. From ground, if you measure, it will be 45. But if you write this much also, it is enough. Okay, now we have to find time taken. Now, time taken from where to where they told. They did not say where to where. They just told you how high the ball will rise. That part we have done. Second part is how long will it be before the ball hits the ground? How long will it be? Directly they told like that. That means we have to find time taken from A to B to C or only A to B. Total time they asked, yes or no? Total time they have asked from starting point to final point. Understood, right? Okay. So what I will do, look here. There are two methods you can apply. There are two methods you can apply. First method, let me first explain. Easy one. Second part. From A to B. Now, you know final velocity is 0. Initial velocity you know. So I will use V equal to U plus AT. Okay, what is the from where to where I'm applying? That you have to see carefully. I'm applying first from A to B. A to B. So this is time taken from A to B. Okay, A to B. Let me just write T right now. Tell me what is the final velocity at B? 0. Initial velocity upward, minus 20. Acceleration due to gravity downwards, plus 10. Time taken, I don't know. This substitution is clear or not clear? Because I am taking down positive. But initial velocity is up. So since it is up, I have to put minus 20. Clear or not clear? Okay. So from here, you bring minus 20 this side. 20 will be 10t. So t will be 20 by 10, which is 2 seconds. Is this the answer? Is this the answer? No. This is from A to B. From A to B. This is only from A to B. Okay. Write down. Done? Okay. Now let me apply the equation from B to C. From B to C. Can I use this same formula again? If I write B to C, C is my final point. So this V will be what? V will be my final velocity at C. But at C, do I know the velocity? I don't know. At C, I don't know the velocity. So since you don't know the final velocity at C, you can't use this formula. Then which formula is left? Well, we can use S equal to UT plus half AT square. Tell me displacement. B to C, remember. What is the displacement? 45. Because this came how much? This height came 20 meter. No. This height came 20 meter if you remember. So from B to C displacement is 45. 45. And it is down. Down matlab positive meter. 45. Initial velocity 0 because it is from B to C, not from A to B to C. B to C. 0. So this is 0, okay? And acceleration is plus 10 t square. So 45 equals to 10. This is 0 only, no need to write 0. 10 by 2, 5 t square. Let me write t. Let me write t, no problem. So t square will be 45 by 5, which will be 9. So t will be what? Plus 3 or minus 3 also, but time taken cannot be minus. So it will be 3 seconds. This is from where to where? B to C. Okay, students. So total time will be what? 7. Huh? How 7? I did from B to C. B to C. Not B to this, then again from here to here. So total time taken means time taken from A to B plus time taken from B to C. Time taken from A to B was 2 seconds. Now it is 3 seconds. So answer is 5 seconds. Clear? Any doubt, please ask. Clear, okay. So if you see, the body goes like this. It starts from here, goes like this, then goes like this. Here, this is a very important point. Why I say this is important point? Because I know my velocity at this point. At this point, my velocity is 0. So if I use the equation from here to here, I know final velocity will be 0. And if I use my equation from here to here, then this will be my what velocity now? If I use my equation from here to here, this will be my initial velocity. Okay, so that is the beauty of using these equations. Whichever way you do, answer will come if you do it properly. I told you there is another way to find the time taken. In exam, no need to do 2 methods. Only apply whichever method you feel comfortable, you apply. But I would like to do this way also. A to C directly I want to apply. Directly. So this is another method. Why we can use A to C? Array students, as long as acceleration is constant, you can use those 3 equations between any 2 points. Yes or no? That is the first thing I taught you. After deriving the equations, I taught you how to use those equations. So as long as acceleration is constant, but if acceleration is not constant, don't even think of those formulas. If acceleration is constant throughout the motion, then you can apply those equations between any 2 points. So I want to directly find time taken from A to C. You are understanding? A to C directly. Understood what I'm trying to do? First you tell me that. How I found before? A to B I did, B to C I did. Now I want to apply directly, A to C directly. So let us see what we get. Look here. Which formula I'll apply? Using S equal to ut plus half at square. Okay. Solpa, be careful. Meanings you have to be very clear. This is displacement from initial to final. This is initial velocity. This is time taken from initial to final. Everything should be clear. Now, Tell me, look the diagram. A to C, what is the displacement? A to C. Displacement, okay, not distance, displacement. 25. Everybody understood? This is my initial point. This is my final point. So this will be my displacement. If I apply the equation from A to C, displacement is 25 downwards. So 25. Initial velocity you tell. A is my initial. Aha, you are not telling me with sign carefully. With sign you have to tell me. Remember, I am taking downward positive. I am taking downward positive. So initial velocity will be minus 20. Time taken A to C, I don't know. Acceleration due to gravity is constant. It is plus 10 downwards. So this will be 25 minus 20t, 10 divided by 2, 5t square. Okay. So now divide by 5. 5 minus 4t plus t square. Divide by 5, divide by 5, divide by 5. Then bring, take this 5 this side. So t square minus 4t minus 5 equal to 0. What is this equation called? Everybody knows? This is called quadratic equation. You have to solve by either directly remembering the formula, or sometimes you can split the middle term. So let us see whether we can split the middle term. But first you write till here. I think this diagram we don't need now. Can we split the middle term? I think we can do. So this is t square. This minus 4t I can write minus 5t plus t also. Yes or no? Minus 4t I can write minus 5t plus t. And if you multiply minus 5 with 1, you will get minus 5. So this way you can split the middle term. Then you see what will happen. T common, t minus 5. Here what common? Nothing is common, only 1 is common. So t minus 5. So t minus 5, t plus 1, that will be 0. Therefore, t minus 5 is equal to 0, or t plus 1 is equal to 0. This will give you what? T equal to 5 seconds. And this will give you t equal to minus 1, which is not possible. So negative solution you have to reject. Negative solution you have to reject. So this will be your answer. You all know how to do quadratic equations, right? So I am just using directly this way. So you can see we got the answer directly 5 seconds. Can you see or not? Directly we got 5 seconds. We don't need to do A to B, B to C. But if you observe carefully, the previous method is slightly easy because there is no quadratic equation. So A to B we did one way, then B to C we did another way. No quadratic equation came. A to C, you will get the answer directly, but you will get like this quadratic equation. This time it was easy to solve, so you got the answer easily. In exam, whichever method you feel comfortable, you can do. Which method you liked more? Ah, super. Right, both you should say. Otherwise, why am I doing it? Somebody asked a long question. Can you just post once more? Sir, can the time taken reported in terms of route also? You can report, but then in board exams, they give you calculator, right? So since they give you calculator, you should not stop under the root. You have to take the square root and give the answer, because they allow you calculators. Done, students? Problem is done. Okay. Okay, let us see now question number 2. So see the question what it says. A player throws a ball upwards with an initial velocity 29.4 meter per second. So there is a player, this time it is not from top of the building, okay? There is some cricket player or something and he is throwing the ball up with what velocity? 29.4 meter per second. In the first part of the question, they are asking what is the direction of acceleration during the upward motion. Array, whether it is upward motion or downward motion, we don't care. Acceleration due to gravity is always downwards. So answer is acceleration due to gravity is downwards. Okay, if it was upwards, no, then things will become very funny in your day-to-day life. You throw something up, it will keep going up. So first question, I hope everybody understood, nothing is there. So first question was to find the direction of the acceleration, which is downward. B, they are asking, what are the velocity and acceleration at the highest point? That also we know. At the highest point, when it will go like this and come back. So at the highest point, what is the velocity? Instantaneous velocity, what it is? We know that already it is 0. What about acceleration? Acceleration is constant. So acceleration is g, 9.8 meter per second square. So second part is also very easy. Done? Okay. Third part, first you write this, I will rub. Third part. Now listen carefully in the third part, what they are asking. Choose x equal to 0. X equal to 0 means origin, and time equal to 0 seconds to be the location and time of the ball at its highest point. Okay. So now what they are asking, they are forcing, this question is forcing you to take x equal to 0, not here. So you cannot take this as your starting point according to the question. Where they told you to take starting point? Of your scale. So the scale and the watch should start at t equal to what they told, x equal to 0 and t equal to 0 to be the location and time of the ball at its which point they told? Highest point. So highest point means this. So what you have to do here, you have to imagine a scale and this is your origin. X equal to 0 should be here at t equal to 0. Is it clear? So this is your scale, okay? And down they have taken positive or up. Vertically downward direction to be positive direction of x-axis. So this is your x-axis. Origin should be taken here, they told, and this should be the direction of your positive x-axis. This is positive x-axis. This is negative x-axis. This is positive x-axis. This is negative x-axis. And origin, according to question, we should take at the highest point. That is what they have told. Okay. Now what we have to do? We have to give the signs of position. Position, remember, not displacement. Position, velocity, and acceleration during upward and downward motion. Okay, before I continue, this scale, whatever they forced you, you understood or not? Hello, students. Yeah. So they are asking you to take origin of the scale here. That we can do. No, wherever we want, we can take origin. But in the question itself, they are forcing you to take origin here. So now let us talk about upward motion first. So upward motion. Upward motion matlab this part, this part. So during the upward motion, position is positive or negative. Position, remember that one, position. So no matter at which point it is, no matter which position it is, you can see the x coordinate will be what? Whether it is here or it is here or it is here, you can see x coordinates are what? Positive or negative? It is positive. Okay, students? So it is positive. Usually, no, I know we have habit of saying down is negative, I know, but in the question very clearly they have written this should be origin and downward should be taken positive x-axis, they do positive x-axis. So no matter where is the ball, x coordinate will be positive. So position is positive. Velocity. Velocity means where it is going. So when it is here, during upward motion, velocity is up, but down is taken positive. Down is taken positive. So, but velocity is up, right? So it will be negative. Why, sir? Because down they have taken positive. Down direction they have taken positive. Clear? This part is clear? Yeah, okay. Third part is acceleration. Acceleration, we don't have to worry. Acceleration due to gravity is always down. So it will be plus. So these are the signs of position, velocity, acceleration during upward motion. Now let us type during downward motion. Now downward motion matlab which part? This part. So when it is coming down, position, only position, not displacement. Okay, only position they are asking. So when it is here, when it is here, when it is here, what is the position coordinate? It is all the coordinates are this side. All the coordinates are this side. So it will be positive. Velocity. Now it is downward motion. It is coming down. So at every point velocity is down. So it will be positive. And acceleration due to gravity is always down. So it will be positive. So done. Write down. Done? Okay. So this is your part C, where we have to only write the signs of position, velocity, and acceleration. Okay, now in the fourth part, part D, the question is to what height the ball will rise and after how long does the ball return to the player's hand? So how high it will go from here to here. So let me write this as A, this is B, this is C. So from A to B. Already so many times we have done already. You know velocity here is 0. A to B, this is A, this is B, and here velocity is 29.4 meter per second. So using V square minus U square is 2AS. Final velocity is 0. Initial velocity is upward, but square is there. When square is there, it doesn't matter whether it is plus or minus. So it will be 29.4 square. This time they have not told us acceleration is 10, I think. No, they have not told 10. So we have to write 9.8 downwards. So it is 9.8. And displacement from here to here is upward. So minus h. Okay, this is your h. So what will you get now? Minus minus will cancel. 29.4 square divided by 2 into 9.8. That will be your maximum height. Please use your calculator and check. Everybody got same answer? Just minus minus will cancel. No. Then divide by 2 into 9.8. What are the answers you are getting? (29.4 square divided by 2 into 9.8). Anyone? Otherwise, I will do it myself. 44.1 meters. Okay. 44.1 meters. Okay. One small thing I will tell you. Some of you may think, sir, what if I write? Once you have completed, some of you may think here they are asking you maximum height, how high it will go. Matlab they are asking displacement. So you may think, what if I write this as simply S? Simply S, suppose I write. Then what answer will you get? Can you tell me? Suppose I write simply S. Then what answer will I get? S equals to? No, answer. What was the answer before? 44.1 meter. Now what will be the answer here if you solve this? Minus 44.1. Okay. Now, does it mean you got something wrong? No, students, this is correct only. What it is saying to you, displacement is 44.1 meters. Minus sign means what? It is upward. Understood? Minus sign is saying to you displacement is upward. Why? Because we have taken downward positive. Check. We have taken downward positive. So if you do this way also, no problem. You can write at the end, therefore, the body goes up to a height of 44.1 meters upwards. The minus sign is saying it is opposite to the positive direction. And in all these problems, I have taken downward positive. So like this also you can do, previous way also you can do, no problem, whichever way you feel comfortable. Okay, done. Second part, shall we do directly, students? So the body goes up to a height of 44.1 meters upwards. Okay, second part we will do directly. Second part is to find time of flight. Right, time of flight formula, I hope everyone remembers directly. So time of flight is 2u by g. 2u by g. So what will be the answer? 2 into initial speed is 29.4. G is 9.8. Here don't put sign because this formula was derived by putting sign, remember. So now you have to just put the numbers. Okay, so here after, if you are using this formula, directly you can put numbers. No need to put sign because this formula was derived with sign only. Yes or no? Hello students. This formula was derived with sign or not? We have put the sign, no, everywhere. So since you have already put the sign, don't put again one more sign. This is the formula that we are using directly. How much it comes? How much it comes? 4 seconds, 6 seconds. Okay, so I hope everybody understood. So this is done. Last question is there. Maybe we will do it in the next class because only 5 minutes are there. So any doubt is there regarding whatever we have taught till now? If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Okay, then we will stop the class for today. Tomorrow we will continue with this question. Okay, take care all of you.